Hi everyone, this is Jean Hansen. I'm here with Steve Hansen. We are the co-founders of thejanitorialstore.com and myhousecleaningbiz.com. And this is our second show, and we have been talking about green cleaning. We're going to continue that discussion today. So, I read a couple articles this week about green cleaning and greenwashing in particular, and there was a startling statistic that I read. It said that 98% of the companies who manufacture supposedly green products are lying.
Huh. Oh, that's a big number.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost 100%. So, greenwashing is really huge. You have to be careful that you don't get greenwashed by just being aware and reading labels and finding out more information. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I was just going to say, what's the description of greenwashing? Is it just misinformation on a bottle, product bottle, or?
Yeah, and misleading the consumer, making them think that something is green or environmentally friendly or safe for the environment, it has low impact on your health, all those types of claims that may or may not be true. And so, that's why we have to be aware as consumers.
Yeah, so I suppose, they're greenwashing so they can just move their product, obviously, and misleading the consumer, in my opinion.
Right. So some of them may have, things like a leaf on the outside of the bottle, or, that's very common, or just words that say eco-safe or eco-friendly, natural, organic. All those phrases may not mean anything, really.
Well, I'm seeing some that have a certification logo or stamp or something.
Right.
Which, I don't recognize any of them. I recognize Green Seal and Eco logo, yeah. But some of those that I see on some of these products, I don't recognize at all.
Right, so that's something else that people are doing now, or companies, I should say. They're creating their own little logo or something that looks like a certification seal. They're making it up, and they're saying eco-safe on it, and so people think, oh, well, that's a certification seal, so it must be environmentally friendly.
Yeah, so the product hasn't gone through a third-party evaluation or test, then, is what it is. So I guess that's what the thing that's important is, if you do see those types of claims on a product, check out their website, find out where they had this third-party testing done and where they got the certification, or if it was just a self-proclaimed certification.
Right, and that's another thing, that there's a lot of companies that are self-certifying. You're going to find the major companies like Walmart, SC Johnson, a lot of them are self-certifying. Now, I think you can, for the most part, should be able to trust the major companies like Walmart, and that they are going to really be careful about how they do their certification process. But there's so many companies out there. There's so many new companies just starting up, and they're self-certifying. And that's a conflict of interest, really, because how can you proclaim yourself certified? It's better to have a outside third party that is actually doing the certifying. So that's why a lot of the manufacturers of cleaning chemicals use Green Seal to get certified, because it is, because they use third party to get their products certified.
Yeah. Somebody with an unbiased opinion,
right?
That has no interest. Yeah.
Right. All right, so there are, actually, I've heard this before, there are 6 sins of greenwashing, and I've got them written down here because it's hard to remember all of them, but the first one is the hidden trade-off. And that is a product that might be eco-friendly in some ways, but not in other ways. So a good example would be toilet paper that's made of recycled products or sustainable products, but yet they use dioxin in their bleaching process.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because how often do you see brown toilet paper?
Yeah.
Because the brown is natural.
Right.
Yeah.
The second sin is no proof. So they can't substantiate their claims that this is an environmentally friendly product. If you're looking at a product, it doesn't have a website on the label, it doesn't have a phone number, there's no way for you to contact them or get any information. Well, that's questionable. Okay, the next one is vagueness. Kind of the same thing. It's almost like no proof. It's just very vague as to what they're saying. They may be saying all natural. Well, there's a lot of natural ingredients in the earth that really aren't safe. So that's something to be aware of. Irrelevance, a claim that's totally irrelevant. No CFCs or CFC free.
Oh, sure.
CFCs are banned. They're illegal. So it's really irrelevant. Just plain out lying. False claims of being environmentally friendly is number 5. And number 6 is the lesser of two evils. So the example that I see most often is, the hybrid SUVs.
Sure.
Just because, we were just looking at those. And, the SUVs, they still get, even though they get better mileage than the typical SUV,
Right.
They might get 30 miles per gallon versus 20. That's kind of a lesser of two evils, I would say. So the last thing we wanted to talk about with the greenwashing, it actually has to do with residential cleaning products. Now, if you're in the cleaning business, on the commercial side, there are laws that state that you have to put on your label hazardous chemicals. The laws aren't the same for household cleaning products.
Yeah, I think that's quite apparent when you do purchase something in a big box store, a residential cleaning product. You can see that the labeling isn't it doesn't have any warning labels or ingredients. I think for the most part, which I think would be a good idea if they actually had to do and follow the same guidelines as commercial chemical producers.
Right. There's really two reasons for this. One is that the manufacturers, they don't want to give away their trade secrets. They use a certain fragrance or whatever in their product. They don't want to give away that information.
Oh, sure, but the commercial industry also manufacturers of commercial cleaning product have the same issues.
Right.
But still, I don't think that's an excuse.
Right.
That is just an excuse.
Right.
What were they doing about MSDS sheets for residential cleaners? I think some of them are putting a link on their website to get access to their MSDS sheets, but is that enough? That's why I think when we talk about the labeling, it's so important that they include some of these ingredients. When a customer goes to purchase a product, they can visually look at the label and see what type of ingredients are in there, because it'll affect different people in different ways. People with
Right.
asthma, this, that, and the other. So.
Right. So yeah, that's the other thing is that a lot of the environmental groups, although they're happy that manufacturers have started putting this information on their websites, they're not so happy that it's not readily available on the label, because you're out there in the store making a purchase and you want to make an informed purchase. So the other reason that I was going to mention too, that manufacturers are not putting the information on is because it's not required, and that's because typically household products that you buy in the grocery store, the household user isn't using it as often as a commercial cleaner or a residential house cleaner. So they're not getting exposed to the chemical as frequently as someone who works with it day in and day out. And so that was another one of their reasons.
Well, yeah, and I think that's just an excuse also, in my opinion, because sure, if you're cleaning your home or a household cleaner, we're talking about the homeowner. The homeowner is probably using their cleaning products once a week. Let's say if they're cleaning their home once a week, dusting and vacuuming, cleaning restrooms and things like that. But then on the flip side, you have a lot of house cleaning companies that do residential that are buying these residential cleaning products to go in and clean these homes.
Yeah.
Now those people are using them day in and day out. So
yeah, so I agree with the environmental groups. I mean, they need to get the labeling out there. They need to make the MSDS sheets readily available on their websites as well. So
yeah, because it's all about the safety of the end user and the environment. That's what it's all about.
All right, well, that's it for this week. The main thing that we want to get across to everyone is make sure you read your labels, check out everything about your manufacturers. If you're buying cleaning chemicals for your cleaning business out of a store, a grocery store, a big box, make sure that you are well informed. And we'll talk to you next time.